Welcome to the first episode of the Self-Trust Frequency. Thank you so much for being here. I want to talk about the assumption behind this podcast, which is that you are a soul who incarnated in this life and you chose this life for a reason. And what is that reason? It is your soul's evolution. Your soul chose this life with your guides and ascended masters so that you could experience the greatest amount of soul growth possible in this earth school, in this 3D plane, as a 5-dimensional spirit. So, as you are here, every challenge, every relationship, every mission, every vision is something that your soul chose so that it can evolve. And where am I getting this information from? Did I make this up? This is an accumulation of information from near-death experiences. This is what people say when they die, go to the spirit world, and they have their life review and they meet with their guides. And in near-death experiences, that's the time they usually come back. But they experience enough of the spirit world to come back and tell us. And there have been psychiatrists and doctors who were skeptics who have documented all of these steps people experience when they die and all of the guidance we receive in the spirit world and what the spirit world is like and how incarnating on earth is one of the most difficult experiences in the universe, which is that everything in your life has a purpose, and the purpose is to evolve as a soul so that when you return to the spirit world, you can learn from these lessons. You and your guides can review them. You can see what went well. One key factor in this is you are going to see what your actions, you're going to see how your actions affected everyone around you, exactly how they felt. So let's just pause there for a second. That's one assumption, is this information that we have gathered about the spirit world. The other angle where we also gather this information is past life regressions. So, psychiatrists and hypnotherapists who didn't even believe in the past life stumbled upon this in the 60s and 70s, asking patients to go back to the origin of their symptoms, and suddenly they were in a past life. And so, people like Brian Weiss and Michael Newton and Dolores Cannon ended up in these past lives. And then they followed the souls from there. What happens when that soul died in that lifetime? They went to the spirit world. And this is where the most incredible information has come to us. People under hypnosis, and no matter what their beliefs are in their waking life, no matter how skeptical the hypnotherapist or psychiatrist having them as patients, people's descriptions of the spirit world are so universally mapped on to the same lessons, it's the same place, the way they talk about it, even though they might come when they awaken from their hypnosis, they're Catholic, they're agnostic, they're atheist, they have no experience with any of this. But when they're under hypnosis and they talk about what it's like in the spirit world, they'll say we have 3 to 5 guides that help us while we're here on earth. We may be beginner souls, intermediate souls, or advanced souls. Because of that, we'll have different colors to our auras and frequencies. We'll have different missions here on earth. And so I'll pause there because I could do a whole episode on this, and I have no doubt I will. But let's just pause for a sec. So my point for this podcast and sharing this information is that you are a soul here on earth who chose this life. And whether you are currently spiritually connected or not, intuitive information is coming to you all the time in your life through signs, through your instincts, through dreams, through synchronicities, through just a true feeling of inner knowing. And this is what can guide you. Your soul will give you the intuitive hit of the right connections to make, the the breadcrumbs from the universe to follow, and you will start to feel like you are in that groove. And the more you work in this vein, following these intuitive hits, following your true vision for yourself, the more external validation and opinions begin to fall away and have less meaning. Yes, it's incredible to receive trainings from other people, collaborate with other people, just learn from the collective humanity, learn from people who are in the same place, ahead of you, behind you, whatever it is, on whatever path that any of you are on. We all learn from each other. But in terms of carving out your unique soul blueprint on what you came here to do, that is the self trust frequency. And I'm so excited about it. And it just has been feeling more and more spot on for me the more I deepen my spiritual practice and through spirit guide meditations, future self meditations, higher self meditations, and all of the spiritual information about the spirit world we have at our disposal. It is about coming into presence with yourself, deep, deep presence, and allowing things to shed and fall away that you've been told who you are, what you're meant to do in this life, so that you can listen to yourself. No matter how quirky, no matter how eccentric, we are listening to the soul. And usually the soul is willing to go bold. And if it scares you and excites you, you're on the right path. If it doesn't excite you, it's not coming from your soul. Wow, this is so juicy. I love it so much. So please comment below if you have thoughts, if you have um, feelings about how this is resonating for you. I just was inspired to make this because I really want to give you tools to and the confidence to just begin to start tapping into yourself and trusting your vision. I really am so excited to be alive to see people who are acting on their soul visions. And if you think about it, you can kind of tell who's doing that. It's like they're living pretty wildly in terms of they just keep being driven by their intuition and where their soul gifts are telling them to go. And one of the big things I want to talk about in this podcast is merging those soul gifts in the 3D so that you can make a living here on earth. I think that it's a fallacy that we need to shed, that five-dimensional beings who are working at a higher frequency, who are here to heal people, should, be struggling, should be in poverty. I really think it's time to collapse a lot of those barriers and divisions. And so, my vision for you and my vision for us as a collective is that as we follow our soul guidance deep within, that we find people that are doing this as well, that we support each other, and that it can make you a lot of money because the world is so abundant and in a way where it does not take away from anyone else. And whether it's money or just a deep sense of richness, abundance, excitement about your life, whatever it is you're seeking in terms of feeling great, gratitude for your life, like you're able to live the life you want, I really do think we can marry it all and merge it all in the 3D, because I think that you are going to be paid so well in whatever currency or energy you desire when your soul gifts come through and you're living from this truly, truly authentic soul place. And the last thing I'll say, because otherwise I'll just get carried away and keep going, is that one of the lessons people who have near death experiences and in the past life regressions say is they report back that we have free will in this lifetime. You get to decide how much you evolve and how much you grow in this lifetime. And so, truly, it can be a rest lifetime for you. Sometimes that's actually what souls sign up for. Sometimes it's a huge growth and awakening earth school lifetime. But I just want to leave that up to you. Regulate your nervous system, take care of yourself. But if you are ready to take a huge bite out of life and really evolve your soul as much as you can in this lifetime by doing things that are terrifyingly exciting, healing visibility wounds, sharing your gifts, ascending, doing whatever it is that's so deeply rooted within you and calling you, they give us that amazing, incredible choice in the spirit world. Are we going to evolve as much as humanly possible? And you know what? There is actually no judgment if you don't. If you take bite sized pieces and regulate your nervous system, you will know what the lesson is for you. You will actually know, is this a lifetime where I am kind of going absolutely insane and really take off like a magical rainbow unicorn, and I'm healing persecution wounds from past lives? I'm healing lineages. I'm ascending and bringing everyone with me. If that is not feeling like it resonates for you, that's totally fine, because it also could be a life where you learn how to merge spirit with the 3D, and it's about self regulating. It's about self trust. It's about learning to say no and boundaries and taking care of yourself. Your body will actually tell you what your lesson is. And I really am just here to tell you to listen to it, no matter what it is, and no matter what judgment you get from the outside. Okay, I'm going to stop there, but I'd love to hear from you. And I'm really happy to hear from you topics that you particularly want me to dive into from everything I mentioned or things I haven't mentioned. All right, take care, beautiful souls.